I'm Christina Constantino, a student at Full Sail University, and here is my data-informed solution plan. In my plan, we are going to review what is the business problem, what is the proposed solution, how will it be implemented, what are the requirements, and what are the anticipated benefits. The client I chose was Publix Supermarkets. Their mission is to be a premier quality food retailer in the world, and they were founded in 1930 by Mr. George Jenkins. They have 1,218 locations throughout the Southeast, and their products is mainly food retailer. For the industry overview, the largest market shares in the U.S. is held by Kroger, Albertsons, and Publix. The threats and opportunities that they face are agricultural price index and per capita disposable income, which can have an effect on their sales. In the PESTEL analysis, we're going to review political situation effects on the company, economic impact, social impact on the company, as well as technological innovations, legal regulations set on the industry, and ethical and environmental concerns. Outlined here is the PESTEL analysis for Publix. A couple of key things to point out are the political contributions and donations to lawmakers. They continue to gain profits when other companies are showing losses, increased unemployment rates, increased interest rates, large involvement with local United Way chapter, involvement March of Dimes, new applications to Publix Pay support for mobile devices, auto provisioning for retail environment, Teradata leveraged in business intelligence, SOX, HIPAA, PCI regulations, local, state, federal regulations. IT department no longer supplies paper or styrofoam cups for the company and their energy efficient stores. In the SWOT, we're going to look at four parts. Two internal, which are the strengths and weaknesses, and the opportunities and threats, which are external. For Publix, the strengths are they ranked Fortune magazine. They are innovative in technology. They offer customers the ability to place special orders, and they have premier customer service. For weaknesses, operations are limited to specific region, recalls on products, slow turn around for new associates. Their opportunities include extending the digital marketing, continue to expand social media, and grow into emerging markets. Threats include competition from other supermarkets, increased costs of labor, and inventory. So the business problem for Publix is the inability to provision application access immediately upon hire. They employ over 200,000 associates, and that includes new hires and transfers within the organization. These can cause delays in production efforts and support, and cause potential SOD issues and/or deficiencies with regulated systems. The solution overview is to upgrade the current IBM iSIM application to include the IBM IGI, which is Security, Identity, Governance, and Intelligence. Use it to mine provisioned access and create RBA roles, or RBAC, based on organizational unit, department, and position number. Use the RBAC roles to provision and deprovision access instantaneously, and also leverage IGI for access verification campaigns to eliminate SOD concerns and regulatory deficiencies. So for the overview, we are going to send associates for training, request a resource from IBM, purchase any required equipment, install and lower lifecycle and test workflow, promote to production, and train managers and associates. So here's the timeline laid out from step 1, which is the first 90 days, all the way through step 6. So probably will take several months to roll this out and to get everything started. And then once it is piloted, it will begin to roll out across the company. Gap analysis. So the current state is a lot of the stuff is manual work, manual requests, manual campaigns, implementation, access isn't provisioned on time. Future state is going to be with the new RBAC system. It'll improve the verification process and access will be available on the start or the transfer date. So the next actions include obtaining new tool, creating definitions and RBAC rules, and then also rolling out to the entire company. So for the gap analysis, for the processes, everything's currently manual and tedious with very little automation, requires several days to complete request, approval, and implementation workflow. For the tools, there's multiple tools that are used for this manual process. Nothing is centralized. Verification campaigns are also manual. Staffing requirements, current process requires several large teams to manage each individual workflow. Data collection process and data management infrastructure is laid out here for IGI. Basically, there's going to be users and administrators. Everything will fall in. It'll be mined and roles will be curated, and access campaigns and provisioning can happen straight from the tool. The data mining methodologies are listed here by IBM. This is their recommendation. They say to run the data exploration, which will pull in all the data of who has what access. Then you can choose the sets and do optimal role set algorithms to determine like accesses to create these RBACs. Then they can be analyzed and then actually returned and refined to be refined in the analysis step. So the data analysis techniques include the data analyst will use the data collected from the data exploration. The algorithms will be leveraged to find similarities to create the RBAC roles. Roles will be reviewed and approved by department management, and then use best practices recommendations provided by IBM. The IGI tool has a great reporting and monitoring built into their application, and here is a dashboard that includes several of those things that you'd be able to see. You'd be able to see what requests are going to go out to request specific access, how many people have the access based, and what are the risks that are involved. For the type, quality, and cost requirements, so the type is the software deployment and process updates. Quantity is the software is actually owned by IBM and they supply it to current ISIM users, so that would be no cost to publics. And then the cost would be for the equipment, training, and the process development. The anticipated benefits, type, amount, and ROI. So here's a list from CSI Market of the ROI, and I'll talk about the anticipated benefits, which is going to be basically reduction of time for implementation, reduction of time waiting for access to be in place for training and productivity, and speed to market is definitely a big benefit. So for the conclusions and the projected impact to the company results is the project will streamline the process for access management, eliminate delays in training from new associates, increase productivity for new and transferring associates, increase speed to market across the entire organization, and put a positive impact on investment. Here are the resources that I use to produce this slideshow in my report. And thank you for watching.